Sean? Oh,
no,
he's
the whole package.
Right.
He's the whole package.
But let's take a look at the maps. You've got Haven and Fracture banned right off the bat, and that's going to give us our 3-course meal of Icebox Ascent, and then if needed, the dessert will be Pearl. Gentlemen, thoughts on the maps?
Oh, I love it. We haven't seen either map out of 2G. KRU picking Icebox, and then Ascent as their second map. I mean, these are like very good maps for KRU historically, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, especially the Icebox, right? Like,
yes.
Kesnet was flying on that just the other week versus Sentinels. Mazzino's Harbor looks incredible. And I kind of want to, like, chat a little bit about their composition on Icebox, because we've seen both KRU and now MIBR playing the Harbor on this map, and that agent looks insanely good in Mazzino's hands especially.
Yeah, I'm literally going to start a poll right now. You know, I think we should change the looks of Harbor in-game and just make it look like Mazzino. Mazzino is Harbor.
Just give him the skin.
That performance on Harbor last week was crazy.
He was winning like every single clutch, like 3Ks, 4Ks. This is an agent like most players struggle to like actually get frags on, and he makes it look so simple.
Ooh, Teo KO. I don't know if I've seen this double initiator combo on Icebox. The solo Viper and the standard Jet. So we get Jet v Jet.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be fun. But yeah, the KO Teo is interesting because I've seen like Sova KO is like the classic old comp. I've seen like some Sova N Tejo, right? And go like very heavy on the scouting front. But I'm going to be honest, I really just like the comp that KRU play with. I think especially on the defensive side, they use the Harbor. They play a very passive A side, I would say, for the most part, but they're able to use the Harbor to very quickly flood back into the site with nice push walls.
Well, boys, let me ask you this, because Harbor Viper was a heavy part of conversation back in, what was that, 2023? It feels like it was forever ago, and we saw it fall out of favor. Why do we feel like it's back?
I think it has never fallen off on these particular maps that we're seeing it on. And honestly, I think it's a lack of Harbors in the scene that's the problem, right? It's not a super fun agent to play in ranked, if I'm being honest. So your only reps are really going to come in these pro settings. And Mazzino is one of those players that's kept to it. He's thought through all these creative cascades. And if you can get value out of the cascade, especially on a map like Icebox, I'm going to draw a lot of attention throughout this game as to how they're progressing up, how they're getting map control with the cascades, how they're flooding back into the A site on retakes. It's quite amazing to look at.
We're loading into, again, this first map of this best of 3. It's time for the Samsung match start. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs. 2G starting off on the attacking side. We've already got the Viper wall leaning that way with a little util B.
Pretty interesting that KRU are leaving the B site basically open. They've got that pretty deep alarm bot spotting out mid while 4 players push into that A space.
Yes, and Plant's already going down. This is very aggressive right now from 2G, holding the flank. Oh,
wow, LZ! Dude's on fire!
Unreal start for him. He's going to get a shot at another Shy. The wall's closing in. Shy will clean him up. No more of those funny business. Monkey business, funny antics. I messed it up, didn't I?
You can say funny business. That's allowed.
All right, perfect.
You can also say monkey business. These are all options.
2v4. I don't know how KRU's going to get back into this. Mazzino's already taken so much damage, as has Shy. The last one remaining. I'm feeling the options dwindle real fast.
And Shy already super low. Very unlikely. See the 0 point, scans him. He's just going to look for a kill.
It's a pretty atypical setup coming out from KRU, right? I don't think they ever showed a mass flank like that in their game versus Sentinels.
And you know what? I don't blame them, because you look at this 2G team, you would think, you know, they lose Zap, their IGL. Luis steps into this role for the team, and you expect it to be very basic. A side, A side, A side, A side. You know, the standard Icebox play. But that was a set play pistol off barrier. They had the missiles. You saw the KO pop flash, and immediately into the Teo drone plant. It was so drilled, and KRU was just always behind because of how fast-paced that was.
That also helps that Luis is getting a 3K.
Yeah, I mean,
right off the bat.
Pretty calm on that Ghost. Looks like KRU are going to go for a little bit of aggro down into mid as well on the eco, right? See if they can maybe find that lurker. There might be an opportunity to catch some of these players rotating through spawn. Not going to be there with Luis finding the openers, though.
Give him 3 more.
Just crazy.
Dog.
Well, this guy took over IGL, and he just went Super Saiyan. Like, I don't understand. He is incredible the last 2 weeks.
It's the era of fragging IGLs, man. The guy's 6-1 so far.
I was so worried he would be bogged down with, you know, all of the new information coming into him, having to make all these macro decisions. And he's actually embraced it, and he looks more comfortable now that he has more control over the team.
Yeah, like last week on that debut performance IGLing on Lotus, like he drops, what, a 20 bomb on the Omen, like just looking insanely good here. But now KRU actually have some money behind them, using that harbor wall to get Kesnet forward on the B line.
No, alarm bot across the middle of the map as well with the turret. Watching further back, a lot of lean towards B.
You can see this intention here, the 3-2-1 on the harbor wall. They're ready to disrespect this controller utility.
It's something you kind of need to do against the double controller, right, is taking the timings through the wall, because a lot of time it'll be fake aggro. Here, though, Kesnet adjusts, and it's a 1-for-1, but the rotates already came through. KRU have no one on the B site.
I will say taking out the Teo in that scenario is the best case scenario for Kesnet, right? You eliminate some of the late round potential, the rechargeable missiles gone, and the rotate coming in. There's one of those cascades, getting some space over from Snowman, stalling out this play. Perfectly connects into yellow, and the high tide stalls things out completely.
Yeah, brother. Like, how do you get past that? I thought it was just a cascade at first, but then you've blocked it back
KRU's making a play, Doug.
Askia waiting on the other side.
Oh my.
Waiting for that wall to go down. The dart is out. They're both still just huddled up back there, trying to do their best to swing out. Silence able to get 2 quick kills. A 2v2. Both of them here. The Spike still not playing it. 30 seconds left in the round. And a bit of damage dealt on both. Askia looking for a window that he can play around. Molly's going to clear the close angle. PXS has his knife. Not choosing to invest it yet. And Verso's timing was perfect as he gets 3 and KRU get on the board.
He has been so good on this KRU team. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was a KRU super fan since that LCQ run.
Yeah, you on the are you in the KRU community?
I actually am. I showed you on Twitter. I showed you. I actually joined the KRU community on Twitter.
He's the president.
Indeed.
Are you and Messi boys?
I'm sorry?
Are you and Messi? You guys boys?
Of course, of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
I mean, if you're in the community, you're there with them, of course.
of course.
But yeah, okay. Look, now I wanna get back to this one, because KRU have switched up their setup, leaving Kesnet over towards B. They do this a lot, where he's kind of isolated on that side of the map, and they'll show early presence in A. At least they did versus Sentinels, but very often will fall back and play much more passive angles and just sort of try to bore you out of some of these rounds, force 2G to spend a lot of time taking the A space.
Yeah, I like how 2G took that A space right there, ignored the cascade going towards Belt, put down an aggressive alarm bot. Already recalled it, actually. But
to see if there was that quick walk up, you know?
And we missed it there, but Adverso actually just droned out A. We're going to see the rotates already coming in from KRU. But Kesnet's alone.
Go get him, little guy. Kesnet again feeling a lot of this pressure. The flashes. Oh, he slammed his face into that.
Oh,
But again, still connecting. Kesnet has to get out, and he does.
Askia was a little passive there, going for the fight off the flash, and it's allowed Kesnet to survive. Now that harbor wall coming in as well, so KRU have the insane stall once again.
They've got a little over 30 seconds left in the round. They haven't really taken any space past B long. This is tough.
It is, and they lost that info back at A. Like I said, they collected the alarm bot, so they're feeling iffy about going back to this A site. And KRU, they're doubting it because they also have no info at A.
Yeah, you had Melzer still playing there, but playing all the way up into heaven, so it's just Kesnet here spamming out. That's a big kill, only 10 seconds left in the round.
I can't believe the cutting of the noise, draw the rotations over, and Kesnet might be able to save this thing anyway. A second attempt at the plant.
Poison's gone.
LZ not able to get away.
Still though, 2 kills, even with the spike going down. KRU in a great position to have the harbor wall come back up and go for the retake.
Here's the harbor wall, the aforementioned. The dart through, both players lit up. Gobert looking to find safe passage across, cannot, and he will fall. Askia left in 1v4, and he's not even going to get a shot at it.
Man, watching these teams that are running Harbor right now, it's so cool how they're pairing the Harbor util with initiators. It's not very intuitive, right? But you see the high tide go up right there, and the way it blocks off all of the crate, all of the container of 1B, no one can break the dart other than the player that's challenging. And you don't want to turn around and break that dart as you're challenging.
Right.
So it's just going to scan.
it's going to scan. If you do turn around to break it, like there's players scaling up off of that as well. So it can be really frustrating to deal with when you don't have the threat of players swinging in from main, because it's not like it's just a normal wall there too. It's hitting you with the slow. So you're always getting traded out, even if you do try to disrespect and get in front of it.
Tied 2-2. First time out has been called, courtesy of KRU Visa, who, I mean, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. They kind of getting pushed a little early by a team that, I mean, were you guys expecting this out of 2G?
I was actually, yeah. I think a lot of these teams in VCT right now that are scrimming against 2G are complimenting them a lot. And I was blown away last week when they didn't run double duelists. They'd lost 8 straight maps before PXS joined the roster.
Yeah, that sucks, bro. That feels bad.
Yeah, they went 2-0 last week, but it wasn't with like high variance double duelist comps. It was single duelist comps, and they were playing rotations and running set plays really, really well. It's a totally different look. They're decisive. Whereas before, there was a lot of, it looked like miscommunication within the team, breakdowns in the mid-round. I'm not seeing that as much anymore.
And it's especially shocking because you have new IGL, right? Luis taking that position for the team. Also, PXS coming in now trying to play flashes for the team. And yet his setup's been fairly good, especially on these, these pop flashes towards back yellow. Oskia trying to scale off of that. It's all those small little setup plays that 2G can lock those in, set themselves up in a good position. Got good news, guys.
Right. So I want to draw attention. I rarely do this, but I'm going to do it this time.
Okay.
I recently saw a thread on Reddit where they were breaking down by region the amount of, like, the percentage of tech pause rate per casting pairs.
Right.
And unfortunately, for Dre and I, it was criminally high.
Whoa, whoa.
More than
Hang on.
Pansy?
Well, I don't know about EME. I'm talking about Americas.
Okay,
I don't know. But I was hoping that Dre was the issue.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm like, I mean, it couldn't be me. Right?
That is,
Right.
That's the thing.
And so now I'm thinking, I still don't think it's me. I think it's the new room. And I think it's all the
This
room.
is insane levels of cope.
This is huge cope,
I think
actually,
it's
out
the
of here.
room.
No.
Oh yeah, guys, because the room and Mercury's and Gatorade and all that stuff, and it's the room. It's not me.
Gatorade?
Yeah,
Dude, what is this guy talking about?
tell
Mercury's
him.
and Gatorade.
Yeah, tell
you
him.
know about that?
No.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Not a knower.
It's okay though.
Tough.
You're just keeping me out of the joke. This is that. Usually it's just 2 people, so like Doug would have to tell me the joke because he'd
Or
be
at
so
least, like,
desperate for a laugh, someone to be in on it. But no, you 2 can have your little thing.
You like fake the laugh because yeah, I get it. It's like the box like a fish from yesterday. As soon as I figure out what's going on in the room, I will keep you all informed. Again, it is a bit of a tech pause issue, courtesy of player. Now, I wanna go back to the game here, fellas. We've talked about the Harbor Viper comp, and it seems like 2G has been able to dance with it a little bit. Yeah, they've been stalled out a bit, but do you feel like 2G has been able to kind of get a read on how they want to play against this double wall comp?
I think so, yeah. I like how they're disrespecting the harbor walls, and they're not using KO flashes to do that. And I think that's a very important thing. I was going to point out early in the game, when we saw the Harbor Viper meta, I thought KO was a terrible pairing against the Harbor. The flash gets like no value through the walls because no one wants to go through it. The knife does almost nothing because the walls are already up, so it doesn't even matter if you suppress the Harbor at that point. And this was most noticeable watching a team like Sentinels, where Tens was playing a lot of KO versus, like Loud and some of these double controller teams back in 2023. It was a hard realization for me because I thought KO would be good against Harbor, but it turns out that's not the case.
Not so much, right? Because even just the delay or hearing the knife, you have time to get the wall out and everything. Yeah, I'm kind of expecting 2G because now they've lost, right, the bonus, they've lost the 1 rifle round coming in. They've done a lot of these B hits coming in towards the end. Are you expecting them? Because I kind of think they're going to try to play more on site, especially after getting walled off on main. It's really hard to hold that B post plant with only players onto yellow. And maybe they can use the KO flash to fight in a little bit more before these retakes get underway.
Yeah, this feels like a map game plan out of 2G, if I'm being honest. They're trying to set the precedent of going heavy B early round. And again, the early KO flash, ooh, good trade.
Yeah, that early KO flash you were mentioning. was very valuable. Askia does fall, and I think there was an adjustment from KRU here. It wasn't just Kesnet who was playing here on an island as he had been the last couple of rounds. He had a little help courtesy of Mizuno.
Oh, that turret does not see him.
Oh my.
He has slipped the net, hasn't he? Busted.
Wow, that's crazy awareness.
The thing is, though, like, Melzer plays that spot every round. KRU love to play, like, one player deep in heaven there, and then one player screens. That's usually their A-hold, unless Kesnet is opping on this side of the map. They've got double mollies down to stall out the plant, and what that usually means is KRU can get 2 or 3 players over floating from mid to quickly flood in. Now, that's not an option this time because their harbor was stuck over in main, so KRU are going to slow down the pace a bit.
Yeah, we're seeing Mizuno come back. We're going to see the high tide come and cut across all of the A site, and here it is. And the flood should come soon.
Ew!
And that has a lockdown.
Wait a second. This all of a sudden is growing some legs. It was just 3 shares. The flash on the other side of the wall going to delay a little bit. Shy, not able to commit and stick to the defuse. They have to vacate the site.
Oh my.
The fact that Silence is getting the kill on the Sova with the Hunter's Fury too, so he can't cancel the ult is huge. Now the clock is gone.
Are they going to be able to find their way in? The Cove breaks. 2 kills coming through. All of them fall, and the defuse should land just in the nick of time, I believe.
Point 2.
Oh my God! What? I can't believe you were wrong.
Oh my.
Wow. The crazy thing is that literally just won Stick It. Our match point segment.
Yeah, you
that's
know
better than every pro that's been in an isolated situation trying to defuse the spike.
You're right. That's a hard-hitting analysis I was looking for out of you.
Put him on the leaderboard.
The pop-off from Shy.
Just another clean anti-eco there, folks. Nothing
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to worry about.
We've seen both sides of the A anti-co, right? We saw 100 Thieves yesterday with EU pushing so aggressively, giving the Phantom this time full retake. Oh.
Kesnet with the op. First time we see it, and he's posted up A.
Good scaling protocols from 2G, though, not taking the wide angle. Because there's no chance they're winning that fight.
Again, 2G with the intentions of hitting this B site. This is a clear game plan feel out of 2G.
This time putting the shallower alarm bot, so they're still in range for that for this duration.
Man, it doesn't catch him sleeping. This fight mid is going to be big. Luis dropped. Boy, Shy has been insane this year, hasn't he?
I think he's always been those.
Nutmegged him. Going in between his legs, but Kesnet does not miss the second time around.
Dry fights everywhere. No Viper.
Still got a shot with it. Again, a second kill found with the op. Yeah, you can't back up. You got to throw that thing forward. PXS having to push the pace a little bit. Now you have the reckoning you're going to have to deal with. Askia left in a 1v3, trying to stay alive. Finds comfort in the Cloudburst. Off the swing, the Cove goes up. The kill goes through, and KRU get another.
Yeah, good round there from KRU. Honestly, just too hard for 2G to play, I think, once they lost the Viper. Like, actually sticking on that site, you've got no wall to block any of those sightlines.
I mean, you mentioned it. Shy in that 1v1, losing the Viper was everything. But Shy in these mid-range 1v1 fights.
Nice jump. That is acrobatic. Like a ballerina out there.
He's already dead, no?
It looked like he was already dead, but, I mean, he's the pro, not me.
Oh, okay. Oof. 2G. I mean, I think they've played these rounds really well. The retakes from KRU, particularly, I mean, Mizuno's not having a great mechanical game, maybe, but his util is getting so much value on these retakes.
So, I mean, why you run a harbor?
So far, Kesnet's only played behind the harbor wall, so him having the op here when they show the harbor wall B main could surprise 2G.
That's not the kind of gift they're looking for here.
Okay, Teo droning out B right now. I kind of feel like the game plan for 2G was first 6 rounds B, try to set the precedent, get them to over-rotate to B, and you can see Mizuno leaning.
Oh, I thought he'd hit that. Dashing away, double dipping for the fight. Both jets now gone.
Kesnet not ready for this aggression.
No, he's not. Reversal wasn't either. Askia at the tip of the spear, finding a little bit of value early on. Gee, I thought he was going to connect onto 2. A 3v3, you've got the pit you're going to have to play around as well. As Mizuno decides to scale forward, spamming, not connecting. A dangerous game. As Mizzino now falls, the pit still in play. Kesnet and Melser trying to figure out how they solve this. Cabrera has his ult too for a post plant. And look at his position already on the minimap. He's playing so far off.
And salvos as well. The cove is gone. This is very unlikely, Doug.
Yeah, this feels very secure. And so you wonder here, if you're KRU, do you try? I mean, do you take a shot at it? You've got the op, you're going to try to recover, but Kesnet will fall again, leaving Melser all on his own. What are you up to here? One. Stone. Another one on the other side. And Louise will clean him up, but a great round from 2G, all things considered. You were right, the aggression, they weren't ready for it.
No, yeah, and I think it was like I said, it's because of how 2G has started off this half, right? They have gone B or had intentions of going B all of the first 6 rounds. This was a clear game plan to get KRU to lean towards the B side early on in this game. It's opening up the late A hits that normally are dominated by this Harbor. They're trying to pull Harbor away from A, and it's working. But now with the Hunter's Fury online, things change a little bit.
I do think the way 2G have also scaled up has been pretty impressive, not falling to the op shots early on. Even with Kesnet backside, yeah, when he's re-swinging the second or third time, he's finally getting it, but 2G have been able to get up here pretty consistently.
Let's see how this tail ult is used. We've been seeing it back A site, pushing people out of the site. The big question is, does the knife scan? There's 3 back site right now, all swinging a triple high-low.
Oh, what a nightmare that would be to swing into. The knife gets cleared.
Oh, but look at that ulti. Forces him into the front of the site.
Oh, the pit has been invested too. I mean, Melser's still alive, so that's still something they can play around, but this will be difficult. Shy, again, robotic with it. Thinking through, investing the lockdown, and does. It's gonna buy a little bit of space. Still plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah, we're down to the later ends of the round, but still place for 2G to work through this. Maybe trying to get some mid space. Check out Louise going all the way under tube.
Check out Shy, he's already at B. This guy literally made the trip all the way across the map.
He is the safety valve. He is the insurance.
Ooh.
And the bullets don't connect, but Kesnet does, arriving at the scene of the crime right on time.
20 seconds.
Spike planted.
Spike planted now. A 2v2.
Kesnet's on an island. He's feeling confident.
That's what you expect out of your duelist, but Silence might be the one to play spoiler.
He's in such a good spot right now.
He's just got to be able to find the value in the timing. Meanwhile, for KRU, this feels a little labored. Oh, dear. Better late than never. Melser left in a 1v2. He's going to find the first, leaving things down to a 1v1. Viper.
No shot expects this, Doug.
Viper,
no
you're
shot.
Absolutely right. Louise has played his cards perfectly. A second tap, he can wade it all the way through. Assassination styles, Melser's dealt with. We're tied at 4.
The plant, right? That is such an off plant. And the awareness that he should reposition in that moment, go all the way back to mid. He knows it's open. They had all of that A presence. He knows the Viper's on A because of the pit. He knows Shy locked down at the A site and he was the B player. There's no one near him. And so he knows he can make this play. And that was a winning play no matter what.
Yep.
That one-on-one was near unwinnable.
It was really, really nice. Even the plant pretty good for a player in kitchen, coming in delayed up through top site. But KRU, I feel like, have been playing a much more active A site than I'm used to. Kind of switching up their game plan from the last time we saw it. So far, 2G have dealt with it nicely.
I mean, to be fair, that Annihilation pushed them forward that last round.
True.
Yeah. And you could tell what the idea was. You play in the pit, you try to make this as miserable as possible for 2G, but just not the way it played out. Heavy lean towards B once again from the attack. And it is mostly a vacant site as Kesnet starts to arrive. No blades to speak of, just the Sheriff.
Dude, that high tide on A is so annoying. If they were there, it allows one player to play.
Man,
Plant
Lamb
goes
not
down.
connecting. Yeah, Kesnet having to take a step back.
The
Takes a little bit of damage.
The problem is by using the high tide over on A, it's actually on much more of a delay than it has been because 2G accelerated so much more than they have been usually on these B hits. The Outlaw purchase too from Oskia against 5 light armors. Big value.
Heads up play on that buy.
And they're going to continue to tee off. Melser's getting 2 kills with the Sheriff. Still gun advantage the way the attack.
He's using the turret as a shield.
They're converting this. They're converting this. Shy gets 2 to close the round.
Wow. Wow. KRU just destroyed those guys.
Dude, Melzer's Sheriff shots initially getting the 2K.
How did they scale up so aggressively? I don't know how KRU is capable of closing that distance. The orb allows them to get yellow control. Oh my. Wow.
A little masterclass from Shy and Melzer there on the light by.
I think we saw a bullet per kill.
That was crazy.
And now the eco is just swung back onto the opposite end. So it's Kesnet going to the Outlaw.
I think we're going to have a null command A hit right now.
Get out of my way.
Blades popped. Nothing from the defense to counter it. That flash is good, but
that was
Oskia
there. That was there.
not able to connect. The Outlaw missing as well. Bit of a messy round so far, but all investment, all attention towards A.
Yeah, thing is, even if 2G commit the null command, look where Melzer's playing. Bye-bye, knives. Melzer's on the other side of the map, so he wouldn't be shut off to that.
You guys want to explain that one?
I mean, he did shake his head after, so.
It's so he gets more ult orbs, Doug, with 2.5 rounds left. He's definitely going to have his ult again.
Right there.
This is just playing
Just making it rain. He didn't need those knives.
Yeah, just playing a different game. Oskia is going to do his best to forget that. Meanwhile, again, a cutting of noise. This is not the first time KRU respond this way to the way 2G are playing this round.
Look, KRU look a bit shook about this B side. They rotate into mid, great double swing. Catch Louise, no Viper. Not necessary on this A hit, though.
They're still going to get a lot of space. I mean, if Inverso can stay out and keep his life, it seems like he can. They still have the ult from the Sova as well, and Mazino's. And I'm honestly shocked that they're investing both of these into an eco, but they've got to find a way to convert this. 20 seconds left in the round. The spike's still not committed. The attack not finding enough room to breathe. And those lungs are getting real shallow. 10 seconds left. Kesnet tees off with 2. It's another slaughter.
That was the first time we got to see KRU play one of their actual pre-take setups. Because so often when they play this map, it's all about getting that harbor push wall and repositioning over into Gen so they can hold like they did right there.
Great double swing on Tube in the mid round. They shut down this A hit. They go clear out mid for the lurk. Kill the lurk. Go back to A. The Reckoning from Mazino combined with the Hunter's Fury is one of the best pairings, in my opinion, to stop an A hit. The stun pools, particularly around 410, are insane.
Yeah,
and we've seen someone like Calm get triple kills with Hunter's Fury because of it.
I mean, it just injects so much chaos. Again, aggressive from the defense towards A. They've pushed back that line.
This is a brawl at A. 9 players here.
The question is, how much should 2G double down on this? This is a gun round for them, and the money's not great. If you want to keep this half respectable, you've got to convert. Melzer perched up on high. PXS flirting with the rope. Melzer nowhere to go. Has to double down. Has to take the fight. He gets 2. No, for 3. PXS finally putting a stop to the antics. But the damage has been dealt.
Downed KO could be rezzed, but I don't think he can get to it.
Yeah, too many bodies. KRU have been able to sneak up into the area. Oscar would have to deal with all of them individually. One's there, but not quite enough as Kesnet ends the round.
That is unbelievable value that he gets there. He's stuck up in A. He's got nowhere to go.
Melzer is so good. He's actually so underrated as a player. And I mean, he provides so much to this team strategically. It's almost like a dual IGL system. Think back to when they had Klaus on the team. Man, they look so good when Melzer's fragging out like this.
Brother, he should have died.
He really should have.
He should have died and got nothing.
I mean, the null command, you would think the KO would be the first to challenge. The KO was actually the last to challenge.
Pacey towards the middle of the map. Oscar dashing forward. Light armor and a rifle for him. Light armor across the board, actually, and Kesnet still has an outlaw.
This is a very quick lurk up mid.
The last time Luis got here, he wasn't seen by a Killjoy turret, but he was being hard held. This time, no turret even in the area. And oh, man, not quite going to be there.
Oh, just buzzing by his
Think
ear.
about all the things you can hear from this spot.
Yes.
So they can push and pull rotations, and Luis can really dominate the round from the calls.
Let's play here. Oh, Luis finding value not just with his ears, but with his gun too.
And he pops his orb and dips out.
Hold on a second. Mazzino has another pocket to play with. Mazzino!
Not-
With 3!
Not again.
There's no way.
The controllers getting away with it once more. I mean, seemingly back to back. First it was Melser, then it was Mazzino. And now Luis is left in a 1v3. First one found, second not connecting onto it. The heroics from those two to close out the half from KRU is, I mean, invaluable.
Mazzino's crazy, man.
No, as someone that's played a lot of Harbor, that's cap. No, you can't play Harbor and do that, chat. No, he makes it look way easier than it is, trust me. This guy is so good on Harbor.
And he got the turret kill too. It's like a 4K.
Dude, most players in that situation, they just give up the site. They give up the space and they decide to retake together, but refusing to relent, refusing to give up space. Again, heroics for both of them. KRU up 8-4 at half. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you guys on the other side.
Oof, stuck paying for that old phone? Don't be. You know, at Verizon, we'll pay off your phone. And you'll get iPhone 16 on us. That's a value of up to $1,600, only on Verizon.
Well, there were plenty of questions heading into this series. Were KRU going to be able to continue their dominant look? How would 2G look and fare, given the roster changes, given everything they've dealt with? And for a little while, I was fooled into believing. I thought, well, hang on, there might be a shot. But Ender, Sean, what do you did? I mean, that hasn't been the case. They've kind of run away with it here.
I mean, honestly, I think KRU are in a great position. Obviously 8-4, but last time they played this map, they only won 3 rifle rounds on defense. Now they're coming into their attack side, which looked significantly stronger, already with a pretty massive lead. But we didn't see a lot of B looks from them, and they're opening here on the pistol.
Cascade to deny that info, immediate drone to follow up, and the knife right away from PXS. Shuts down the drone.
Now, the unique thing about how KRU play this map is, check out Melzer's utility. He still has the orb. This guy almost never is throwing his orb in mid. He's using it as part of the A exec.
Check out Kesnet right now, though. He's lurked in B. And
Dude, that's vintage Kesnet.
yeah. Oh, he heard the pop flash clear. He knows they're likely rotating back to A. He's going to get a 1.
He's going to walk into his death, isn't he? Luis was even wanting to check it, too.
And what it does is it paralyzes Askia. Askia's got to stay on B, so no rotates to come into this A site. And right now, Silence kind of stuck up on Raptor, trying to get in front of that fight, in front of that orb that Melzer, again, used on this site. It's just impossible to flood against KRU's utility when they commit it all to this exec.
Right after the high tide, a Cascade connects Heaven. They triple face screens. As the Cascade falls, they're going to re-peek Heaven.
Now the orb's up again, and they're fighting through it like, come on, Kesnet has 3.
He's had so much value. I mean, this entire round, but honestly, the entire map. Now Askia's left in a 1v3, and he's just not able to convert. I mean, when you're that heavily outgunned in a post-plant situation like that, that's a borderline unwinnable as well. So really cool approach from KRU in the pistol.
The thing is, KRU's A-hit was never really solved by Sentinels when they met on this map. Like, you kind of need to get out in front of that utility because you can't flood in through that harbor wall or the orb. And you can't really play on site super easily either because KRU have a lot of, different pieces of utility to try and clear you out. The way they scale in is pretty uniform.
and isolating fights as effectively as they do with their double wall comp just makes it miserable to try to do. You're right.
Yeah, the orb denies the high-low swing from Raptors and backside, which is usually how defensive teams are trying to take those longer angles.
Nice Viper Molly shot kill. I haven't seen that in like 2 years.
Yeah, I was about to say, we just rolled the clock back, didn't we?
I remember when that was like innovative. It was like, wow, they're sniping the orb on the anti-eco.
Yeah, that was when Sean still thought he could coach.
That's crazy.
Did you come up with that one? The shock molly? It was 84 years ago.
Gobert's gonna get shocked off this angle too.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like once you have that orb that deals with backside, there's only really the one angle that you can rat out on. It simplifies what is usually a more complicated site.
Ever
Did
tell
we
you
just
guys?
call A site complicated?
I think you did.
Ender.
In terms of the amount of like angles that defenders can be on, come on.
Nah, roast
The
him.
top
Roast
side
him.
rats.
Give it to
What
him,
do you?
bro. Give it
Okay.
to him.
Are we talking Teo meta where like half of them are eliminated in like 2
No, I'm talking. No, they're playing without a tail, man.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Come on, he's ragging on me.
He got body blocked. He was trying to get out.
Nope, didn't see it.
This game is rigged. This game is rigged.
Look, you guys throw shots at me, I'll come back at you.
I wasn't throwing shots. I'm on your side.
Okay, fair enough.
Doug's he's the one that's stirring stuff up right now.
That's my job, though, right? Like,
Hey.
I drop a little bomb, and then I let you guys figure it out.
Doug, I've got my eyes on you. You lock in.
You should have eyes on the screen, because this will be an attempt at a bonus for KRU, and this would be devastating if they can convert.
That push wall's so annoying, too.
It
Not
really
only does it
is.
block the main line, blocks like the high line from yellow,
Yeah.
too.
Second bit of Harbor utility out. They're going to try to flood out behind it. Askia has to give the space up, even with all of the help that's here.
Whoa. Okay. That's a normal Kesnet activity on this map.
That feels terrible. This is the bonus.
It's a bonus.
Good trade.
That's their controller. Yeah, it's a good trade to kind of nullify this a little bit, but there are any post-plant situations. Shy's getting the kill onto PXS. And the Reckoning. They're going to get flushed out of this. Do they scale up
Great
and try
shot.
to fight? Askia swinging out behind it. Melser drops them. Silence and Gobert, the two that remain.
Oh, this round is cooked.
Yeah, bro, there's no way.
Also, Shy just rolled in with the mollies, too. He's got another one.
This puts all of the wind out of their sails. Gobert has to scale up, take the fight, and then still get back in time for the defuse. There's no shot. I mean, KRU have fully run away with this.
Yeah, I mean, the glimmer of hope we saw early for 2G is just completely gone. The pistol bonus combo here in the second half puts them at 11. Money is just in shambles right now.
They're laughing in chat.
No.
The guys are laughing in chat. It's cooked. I mean, it's over.
Dude, Mazzino's Icebox record? I mean, that adds up. I'm surprised he lost 5 times, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, me too. Me too.
Think about how good Lev was on this map.
Okay.
I mean, they combo the Shock Molly, and there's a Blade Storm that they're investing into it as well.
Oh, they're speedrunning this game right now.
Yeah, this
They're
feels like
speedrunning it.
This feels like they're going for the jugular. Kesnet dashing forward.
Oh.
PXF swats him out of the sky, but of course, there's power in numbers, and that's exactly what KRU have.
Man, that's
Caught.
tough. Like, he's trying to figure out how to play this site when there's no
Yeah.
angles for him, and then the orb comes down, you're out of position. Just brutal.
Oh, you want to flood? Nope, Cascade.
Nope, another wall.
Oh, you want to flood after this? Oh, orb's up.
Fun.
Yeah, have fun playing the game.
Oh, flood again? Oh, we have a Sova dart now. Oh, turn and shoot that because the orb's about to come down. We're about to shoot you in the face.
Man, I'm punching my monitor.
Go next.
Walking out.
That's crazy.
That's map point for KRU. All right, 12-4, the way of KRU. I want you guys to cast this round without using any Valorant terms. No utility,
No agents.
no agents,
No
nothing.
maps. Can we say
no,
player
like,
names?
yes, you can say player names, but no, you're not allowed to say any utility names, no like common Valorant lingo.
Okay.
All right? And then
Alright.
if you do, I'll tell you guys what happens in between map 2 and 3. There will be like a
There's a punishment
consequence to
game?
this. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The nice thing about being the play-by-play in this TriCast is that I can do this and I'm not involved.
Oh,
I'm
actually,
just making
this
this
isn't
miserable
fair.
for
Actually,
you guys.
I can chill with this. I've
You
done
wanna-
this
you
before on
wanna-
the co-stream. No,
Okay.
you're doing it with me, but
Yeah, but you want to start it off
I
for
call
us?
it's the cage roll.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so right,
Yes.
Cadrel. Yeah, shout out
Yes.
Cadrel.
Yes. It's the cage rule. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. If you don't know who Kadril is, y'all are trolling. But League of Legends streamer that very famous for not knowing what's going on in Valorant. That's his big
We've
thing.
seen the clip. Yeah, we've seen the clip. So again, no agent names, no utility names, no like gun names, nothing like that. It's got to be you're like explaining like someone's 5.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually gonna be fun. I really like.
Yeah.
I like this approach.
Okay. All right. Looks like Legolas is approaching the first letter of the alphabet right now.
Okay.
Well, I think
the
A is
pointy one.
fine. It's a letter. A is
Look,
okay.
Okay.
I don't need your help, Doug.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
quiet. You're out of this one. You're out of this one right
Let me
now.
cook.
You're right.
So the red team, they've got 5 people ready to do some serious damage over here.
Yeah, at the pointy letter.
The pointy letter. Oh wow! Look, we're gliding on
The
forward.
green goop and the red
The
explosion.
oobleck, I think, is what they call it.
Yeah.
The what?
The oobleck. Bro's never read Dr. Seuss.
Gosh.
You have kids.
He's got the big flower gun that one shot.
Oh my goodness! He's going for his toes.
Oh my God, the floor turned blue.
There's circles on the ground where we're running around. Recon ball. Sorry, it said it on the screen.
Water everywhere.
Oh, you're cooked, bro. You said recon. It's done for
It
you.
said it on the screen. I'm just reading.
We're jumping in the water. We're
Hold on.
jumping out
How
of the
does water go like that? There's a gap in the water.
Don't ask
Silence.
questions. Don't ask
Physics
questions.
doesn't make
Is
sense.
approaching backside.
Yep.
The green in his eyes, more green.
Whoa.
He's turning around. He's walking through
No
the
way.
green. It's so green.
Bomb grenade out.
And the game is up. The jig is up.
Yeah.
Yep, as is that thing that's gonna make them have the number 5.
Silence, massive round there. Huge 3K. I think there are 2 big takeaways from that round. Silence looked really good on that retake, and
What's a retake?
And Ender unfortunately lost the game. Sean kind of flirted with it a little bit, but managed to stay unscathed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, that was honestly the fact that you guys, that was through a harbor ult, that was through all of, I mean, I'm honestly impressed. You guys did really well.
Thank you so
But
much.
I can't
Ender-
believe I'm getting flamed for saying recon bolt. It was on the screen. Like, if we're playing the Kadril game. You're telling me Kadril can't read?
Brother, it's the name
He
of
does
the
play League of Legends, so.
Oh, League players can read. What is going on? They're in the studio. They're going to mess you up if they hear
That's
that.
actually a really, well,
They
yeah, they
might
probably would actually.
They might have a shot at this, or Crew will just put them away. Up to 12, 2G with guns, and full armor. Askia with an op too.
Wow,
Ooh.
mid harass, go right back into A. That's going to draw attention into mid. That Killjoy is locked in there, cement shoes.
Oh, the drone. Did
Not
they not
again.
see him?
It didn't see him.
Not again.
No!
Oh gosh, he gets his one, but manages.
A.
But he had his ultimate too. Like, a 1-for-1 is not worth there.
No, not when the game is on the line. Having to rely on your teammates to carry you over this. Dashing into the cloudburst. Askia not able to connect the shot with the op, trying to hop away and stay alive. The blades have been dulled.
Lockdown.
There's still a shot at this. Silence having to drop the molly to dissuade some of that early push as they begin to knock on his door. Forget about knocking it. They kick the damn thing down.
Ooh.
And they're going to piece together this flank is happening. No one's fighting them screens. No one heaven.
Louise is going to have
3,
to deliver
2,
on
1.
his
Really,
own.
they're going to realize.
Tucked on the swing. He's gotten it down to a 1v1. Melser has been good, but can he deliver again for Crew? Louise on the swing. Louise delivers.
Louise didn't take the bait a single time. That was kind of wild.
No, he was cold. That was so cold. He didn't shoot a single jiggle. That was crazy.
Wow. Because even that second player, like, turned around, like you were
Yes.
saying, like, was aware that this was the time where you're getting swung from the flank or screens, and didn't even matter.
Yeah, when you see pro players toss jiggles like that, if you shoot, they know you have to wait for the reset.
Yeah.
So they're going to
Punish.
swing. If you
Yep.
shoot on one of these jiggles, they're going to wide swing and punish you. But he never took the bait. They're calm. They're calm with it. Honestly, vibe's still up.
The Red Bull clutch is keeping him in this fight. Still 6 rounds that you're going to have to solve. You're still going to have to deal with the inevitable Crew ult wave, but for now,
I'm going to be really mad at 2G if this is a fake comeback. Because, look, I'm looking at the screen right now. There's 3 ultimates for them to work with, right? They've got, you know, fairly good econ if they can win this round and start building up.
I don't know what would make you say that. Ender, a Valorant team has
Oh,
never
I love when Jets
made
play
a-
like this with the high time.
made a fake
Ooh.
comeback. Mazzino committing to getting the plant down.
Silent, same pop-off spot.
Oh, so close.
I thought that was going to connect.
And Verso's going for a late wrap into mid. Just misses the timing on Gobera.
Gobert's going to have to
Oh,
pop
man,
his ult.
Gobert needs to turn.
Oh, this is wraps.
He's got to do it soon.
Oh,
And
no.
that window's closing real fast. Oh, it's so sad. Adverso, you called it out. Ender, the dagger. Askia left in a 1v3. The spike has been ticking for a little while. Maybe you get the frags, but time is so short.
Oh, wait a second.
1v1.
Nah, there's just not enough time. Adverso still has a shock. What were you saying about fake comebacks?
They didn't even really come back that much, so it wasn't that fake.
It was a 13-6 for KRU on Icebox, and I mean, that double wall comp that we talked about so much, it got pushed a little bit at the beginning, but it really felt like they were in full control.
I don't know how many wins Mizzino had on Icebox. But
19 and 5. Now he's 20 and 5.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 5 losses, though.